Around the year 2010, a small group of states, diplomats, academic experts, civil society experts began to devise how to reframe the discourse on nuclear weapons to focus on the humanitarian dimension, the humanitarian impact of these weapons, of explosions, and of the risks that are associated with these weapons. And this humanitarian focus had some very important consequences because when you really look at the impact of these weapons, the humanitarian and other consequences, you see that they are much graver and they're more complex and they're more widespread than was previously assumed. And similarly, looking at the many risks associated with this weapon, that something happens either intentionally or unintentionally through any form of accident, you also see that these risks are much graver and more complex than previously understood. We don't know exactly the probability about these risks, but we know that the risks are very high because the consequences are so grave. And we know that in the past, on several occasions, humanity came very close to the brink and was just simply lucky that nothing happened. So this combined look at the humanitarian consequences and risks of nuclear weapons, it changes the discussion about abstract concepts of nuclear deterrence, and it changes the discussion into a very concrete and tangible discussion about the concrete threat to all humanity. And most of all, it changes the discussion into a direction that nuclear weapon states don't want to go to, because the human security, it's a human security focus. It counters the nuclear weapon states narrative on security, on responsibility, and on the legitimacy of the nuclear status quo.